What is going on? Welcome to No Chill Promos. How y'all doing? Hope you're having a blessed Sunday for watching this. And before I get into this review for New Japan's Capital Collision, alright, just want to do a quick shout out to all subscribers to the channel and to the followers on Rumble. Now at 120 subs. So thank you again to whoever subbed. I truly appreciate it. Wish I could shout you out, but it doesn't tell me the names half the time. You know what I mean? So I do apologize. But 80 more subs. Alright, I'm gonna drop that my top 5 favorites of all time. But it's gonna be 5 through 10. So I already did 1 through 5 already. Alright. So well, I'll be looking forward to doing that video, but till then, gonna keep on putting in that work. You know what I mean? The gains never stop. Alright. So let's get into it. First match was a 3-way to determine the #1 contender for the New Japan Strong Tag Team Championships. Alright, you have the first team, Robbie Eagles and Bad Dude Tito. And I've seen Tito before, but he stood out to me the most in this match. And I'm watching this dude, I'm like, yo, he reminds me of it's like a modern version of Adam Bomb. If you don't know what that is, just look him up. Alright, like he looks like him. He just has like this. I don't know. Every time I see him, I just think Adam Bomb. Like that's him. You know what I mean? Like just in 2024, essentially. Alright. Next, we see the grizzled young vets. You know, grit your teeth. You know. I don't know. Some people don't like these guys. I do. Alright. This is the type of tag team any tag division can use. Alright. And then on commentary I heard, I guess they lost their Rev Pro Tag Team Championships a few days prior to this event, so that sucks. Sorry to hear that. But yeah, like this is the tag team I wanted to win the most. Alright, because I'm a fan of GYV. Alright. And then last but not least, we see the tag team of Tomohiro Ishii and the ace of New Japan, Mr. Prez himself, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Alright. And this man, Ishii, this dude, I think he's doing like triple duty. Like fucking overtime. I mean, this man is on fucking AEW, he's on ROH, he's on New Japan. This dude's everywhere, man, putting in that work. Alright, and I think that him doing that plays into what happened towards the end of the match. Alright, and of course Tanahashi, this man never takes a day off. That's why he wrestles the way that he does. Because I'm telling you guys, like, this dude is hurt. He's been hurt for fucking years, but he never had the time to take off and recover from his injuries properly. Like someone like Kojima, that is. Like he's doing his thing in MLW, and he's older. So yeah, when I'm watching Tanahashi in that ring, I'm like, man, this dude's hurt. I mean, like, it's tough to watch because Tanahashi was one of my favorites. Like, I remember when I was first watching New Japan. Like, this is back when the feud with him and Okada was at its peak. Right, I was with Tanahashi. I mean, like, I was a Tanahashi guy back then. And still am. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't have too much to say about the match itself. Like, I'm never a fan of like these type of tag matches or 6-man tags. Where even if it's Teddy Long coming out, like you're gonna have a 6-man tag with the Undertaker player. It's a Mac Middleton. You're gonna do it all. Like I don't know. It's stupid. But yeah, I'm not a fan of these type of tag matches. I'm not. But real quick, everybody gets their time to shine in this match. But the ending sequence was Ishii hits a lariat to the back of Tito. Tanahashi hits a sling blade. Then he hits the high five flow for the 1, 2, 3. And I'm watching that high five flow, man. I'm like, God, like he looks like he's in agony when he's doing it. Like I'm not kidding, man. Like that move used to be a thing of beauty when he used to hit that shit, man, in his prime. But now it's just like, man, you hate to see it. But, Tanahashi doesn't know how to quit, man. The company needs him. So, it is what it is, man. But yeah, the winners is Tanahashi and Ishii, and I think they won because I think this is Tanahashi's gift to Ishii for all the work that he's been putting in for New Japan. Because this dude's been busting his ass. Like I said, I've seen this dude everywhere. I mean, like doing his thing, and I can't knock that. You know what I mean? So moving on to the next match, which is a 6-man tag match. Player, we got Yoshihashi, Rocky Romero, and Kevin Knight. One team going up against the Bullet Club's War Dogs. All right. Yoshi's team comes out first, and they play Rocky's theme song. This is the first time I heard it. It's some new shit, because I remember Real Pungy Vice. You know, I remember that shit. You know, that's kind of catchy, I'm not gonna lie. But Rocky Romero, he's another one that does have bad theme songs. Like, I like this shit. So he was coming out there. He took time to rizz up the BBWs out there. Like, I see you, man. Like, I see you, bro. You best believe he's gonna take those 2 broads to Space Mountain. Woo! All right, but nah, I digress. All right, next we see the War Dogs coming out, and like I said this before about David Finlay, man. I can't buy him as a viable leader for a prominent stable like the Bullet Club. I can't do it, man. Especially like, look, when I see him and I see Drilla Maloney, and I'm like, I'll take Drilla more serious as a leader than I would Finlay. I'm just being honest. I'm looking at the two. I'm like, that Drilla looks like a beast, right? Like, and I've seen his work, and he is. I'm like, he will be a better leader for Bullet Club, in my opinion, than David Finlay. And I'm not trying to completely dismiss the work that David put in, because he did put in the work. All right, I'm not, like, he's not just there because he's Fit Finlay's son. All right, but it's just like, man, I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something missing, man. He doesn't have that charisma, you know. Like, especially compared to the other leaders. Like I'll take Kenny Omega over Fit Finlay as a leader for a Bullet Club. All right, like, my favorite is still Prince Devitt. All right, like, I missed that original stable. It was him, Bad Luck Fale, the Machine Gun, fucking Carl Anderson, and the Bad Boy Tamatonga. All right, like, I miss that group, that version, because they're savages. All right. Now, their peak in popularity did come from when AJ was the leader. All right, that is true. But I don't know, man. They're more. I wasn't a fan of the whole, like, the suck it and all that shit. They came more of the NWO ripoff. That version of Bullet Club. You know what I mean? So here we are. This version, the War Dogs. All right, but I don't have too much to say about this match, even though it was good. I did enjoy it. And the War Dogs, they're a good ass tag team. I must say, I've been seeing these guys work a few times now. They're impressive, and very impressive. I must say that they're a legit good tag team. All right, but the ending sequence was like Clark, he hits a spear on Kevin Knight. Like, and Drilla hits the Drilla Killer on Rocky Romero. It's a badass fucking finisher. I think it looks kind of like the Omega Driver, almost, kind of like a modified version of that. All right, he tries to set up the Drilla Killer to Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight counters with a bridging pin for the 1-2-3, and he wins. He wins for Team Yoshi, which I was not expecting. Like, Kevin Knight looked great in this match. You know, he's the one that stood out the most. And I've seen Kevin Knight before. I've seen his work in TNA and in the Indies. This dude's good. So, big ups for him getting the win. But it was pretty short, because after the fact we see that that look of Demon Time from Drilla. All right, he was not happy. So they proceed to whoop his ass. Yoshi tries to come and help, but David Finlay comes in and goes upside this man's head with the shillelagh. Okay, and then they continue to whoop Kevin Knight's ass. All right, and then, you know, they're talking shit to the crowd. That's what War Dogs do. They're heels. I get it, and I did laugh when Clark Connors was like, "Shut the fuck up." it's the way he said it was hilarious to me. It's like the crowd was like booing him and shit. He's like, shut the fuck up. But yeah, I enjoyed this match. I did. Like I said, I'm still not a fan of 6-man tags, but this was good. I like the way this match is structured. Alright, so moving on. We get another tag team match. This time with Fred Rosser and Filthy Tom Lawler going up against the West Coast Wrecking Crew. Now, I don't have too much to say about this match, but I do appreciate the fact that this did feel like a grudge match because they didn't even have their entrances. You see these guys fighting backstage. They said, why wait for entrances? They're like, it's on site. Fuck that. Alright? That's what happened. This did feel like a grudge match because these guys been fucking feuding since what, Wrestle Kingdom, and that's like the last show I watched. So I can imagine the amount of matches these guys have had in between that time. You know what I mean? So match was all over the place. They're whooping each other's asses, but the finishing sequence was you had Tom and Isaac. They were like on the turnbuckle. And Tom had locked in a rear naked choke, or just trying to choke him out in general. And Nelson was trying to pull him for it because you can see Isaac start to go to sleep, alright? But Nelson was pulling him to make sure he doesn't fall. But Rosser comes in, he attacks Nelson from behind, and Tom and Isaac both fall into the table on the outside. So they're done. They're dead. Alright, and we see Rosser hits kind of like a running fireman's carry into a door that was posted up right by the turnbuckle for the 1, 2, 3. So your winner, Fred Rosser and Tom Lawler. So after the match, we see these two embracing, respecting each other because they were once rivals, now turned allies. Love to see it. So, and I will say, I do clown on the West Coast jobbers, but hey, I'll never show on the fact that these guys went out there, busted their asses, and put their bodies on the line for our entertainment. Right. I'm sure at some point these guys are going to win tag team gold if they, are like together long enough. You know what I mean? I can see that 100%. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about this shit. So moving on. Now, before we get to the next match, we see the camera pans out to the commentary table. And I took the screenshot right here because this dude was cracking me up. This dude out here was just flexing for the camera, and people around him were no selling it. Hilarious to me. But yeah, the next match is Mr. G1 Climax winner for this year, Mr. Zack Sabre Jr. going against Night Titan, but Teton from CMLL. I guess he was I don't even know the dude's name on commentary. Like I know Veda Scott from ROH, but I don't even know the dude's name. But he was saying how I guess he's like a former welterweight champion down there. Mr. El Immortal is now the newest member of Los Ingobernables de Japón. Okay, so I'm like, okay, this dude must be with the shit stand. All right, so I'm expecting to see good things from this dude, and he did not disappoint. This was a great match. I loved it. Right, this from the chain wrestling, the technical based wrestling. If you could keep up with Zack Sabre Jr. of all people when it comes to this technical shit, like you are fucking good, really good. And that's what he did here. Like, there was like a moment where Teton counters one of Zack Sabre's moves, and Zack didn't see it coming. He was like, okay, yeah, bravo, alright, you're pretty good, but back up, sunshine. And that's pretty much what happens during the entire duration of this match. It's high-level technical wrestling that you normally will get from Zack Sabre Jr. Alright, but like the finishing sequence was, you got Teton hitting like the coup de grace, which is the diving foot stomp. And let me say this, no one does that move as good as Low-Key does. I don't know if he's the one that innovated that move, or he's credited for that, I don't know. But he's the one that does it the best, in my opinion. He does it, it looks like he's fucking killing his opponents K-Vape-wise, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Zack Sabre Jr. kicks out at 2. Teton tries to lock in his submission. I forgot what it was called on commentary. but Zack counters it into his own submission, and I don't even know, like, his submission holds are something fucking serious. Like, he had that dude tied down. Like, he wasn't going nowhere. So Teton had no choice but to tap out. So like that, I don't even know, what do you call that move? Like, that's insane. like he folds these dudes up fucking 7 ways from Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, just insane. But yeah, Zack Sabre Jr. goes over, as she obviously should have. Alright, continuing his momentum to going after Naito and possibly beating him and becoming the next IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Alright, but big ups to Tito. Alright, I was very impressed with his performance here tonight. Like, this dude can go. He's got it. And one last thing I want to mention is, like, in the beginning of the match, the crowd was behind Zack Sabre Jr. with the whole, "Oh, Zack Sabre Jr. Oh, Zack Sabre Jr." Like his fucking Seven Nation Army or some shit like that, you know. But like halfway into the match, it was 50-50. It was divisive. Like, you had half the crowd saying, you know, "Let's go Teton," and even though he lost, the crowd was still cheering him after the fact. So yeah, big ups to him, man. But that's all I really gotta say about this shit. So we gotta move on to the next match, and that's TJP, who was still out here repping the UE, aka the United Empire, going up against the current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, my nigga, Tetsuya Naito. Alright, this match right here, there was a whole lot of trolling going on here, and mainly from Naito, because yeah, like, people have been saying like this man's knees are cooked. I mean, like, and you can see it, like, it ain't looking good, man. Like, and I think he's another guy that's been working hurt for all these years, never takes time to recover, and now, especially of how rigorous the strong style is on the human body, and it's like, yeah, it's that wear and tear is fucking serious, man. And we're seeing that. We're seeing it with guys like Tanahashi. We're seeing it with guys like Naito, man. Like, it sucks. It fucking sucks, because Naito is my favorite, you know. But he's still out there doing his thing, at least to the best of his ability. All right, but he comes out, like, a lot of his matches now is just a lot of mind games, you know, a lot of psychology, you know what I mean? And I can appreciate that, like, where he takes his time, he takes his sweet ass time, he takes 10 minutes to get to the ring and get the match started, like, to where he's like slowly taking off his clothes, and to the point where, like, the opponent, like TJP, was like, "All right, man," it's like, hurry the fuck up, man. He takes off his belt, he takes off his jacket, takes off his pants. You know what I mean? Like, it's the way he does it. It's hilarious, though, man. Like, he does this shit to irritate his opponent. All right. As far as TJP, like, I don't even know. Well, last time I checked, the people who still left in the UE is him, Jeff Cobb, the Great Okan, and Honari. All right. Who's how you say his name? Or Honare. You know. Like, yeah, I don't know. That group's been dead in the water. So, well, someone else steps up to be the leader, and they recruit some new talent. And I forgot that one dude, that Italian dude, Francis. Ain't this his name, or Francisco? I think that's his name. Yeah. So there's 5 members. So yeah, so someone has to step up and be the leader, man. I don't think that's TJP. Like, I don't see him as a leader of a group. He's not that type of guy, in my opinion. And I know people do shit on TJP. You know, I never had an issue with the guy, man. The guy, he's been doing this shit for fucking years. I mean, years, and he's still a guy. I know he wrestled, like, he started, like, when it was, like, 16 or some shit, 15, 16. But yeah, so he's, like, on his Rey Mysterio shit. Been doing this shit for a long-ass fucking time. And he's very good at what he does. All right, an expert, a master. All right. But yeah, the match itself was decent for what it was. Like I said earlier, a lot of mind games being played in this match. Right, like there was that one point where TJP steals Naito's shirt, only for Naito to get his shirt right back. You know what I mean? That type of shit, man. There's that one point, like, TJP, like, spits some, like, red mist and, like, onto Naito, followed by a running knee strike into the Mamba Splash. I think that's what it's called, for a 2 count TJP then locks in a figure 4 leg lock. Woo! Alright, but Naito doesn't tap out. So TJP is starting to get irritated. So he tries to, I don't know what move he was trying to go for, but it was like a fireman's carry position. But Naito counters it into the El Destino. Only gets a 2 count, but this time we tries to go for it again. Instead of doing the El Destino, he does a roll-up pin. Alright, for the 1, 2, 3. So he outsmarts TJP, and your winner, Tetsuya Naito. Alright, so yeah, this was a decent match for what it was. And I know Naito can't work like he used to, and I know the man's in his 40s now, if I'm not mistaken. So, hey, man, it is what it is, man. I still appreciate Naito and everything that he does. But moving on to the next match, alright, and that's for the Strong Openweight Tag Team Championship. Alright, you got the defending champions, Mighty Don't Kneel, Mickey Nichols, and Shane Hayes are defending it against Hechicero and Virus. It's spelled virus, but I like the way they say it in Spanish, Virus. So this was a solid tag team match. This might be best tag team match of the night, I have to say, because Virus was impressive, but Hechicero was really going in this match. I mean, like, this dude, he's awesome. I must say, like, that dude, like, especially for his size, the shit that he could do, man, that's incredible, I must say. But yeah, this was a great tag team match. Like, they told the story that these two teams were pretty much damn near evenly matched. You know, countering each other's shit, having an answer for each other's moves. Love to see it. Good shit. Alright, but like I said, I'm not going to break down everything that happens. I don't do that. But what happened at the end was basically the Mighty Don't Kneel. They hit the, it was like the King Buster. They call it. It was kind of like, it's like an assisted elevated DDT, pretty much, for the 1, 2, 3. After the match, we see Hechicero and Virus shaking the hands of the Mighty Don't Kneel in respect, because they're like, we almost had you. Like, we almost had you. You guys know it. Alright. But after that, we see Mr. Prez, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and the Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii, coming back out. And they officially, you know, this is what Tanahashi said. He said, Ichi-san, Tanahashi-san, challenge you at Royal Quest, because Prez says so. So that's basically what he said, right? And then Shane Hayes grabs the mic. He was like, "So where I come from, mate, we don't have a president. We have a prime minister. But in the company we work for, we do have a president. And you challenge us at Royal Quest on October 20th. Well, where I come from, mate, it's the 20th of October." Okay? We are the Mighty Don't Kneel, and we don't back down from anybody. You are on. So there you go. So it's official. So at Royal Quest numero 4. Alright? It's going to be the Mighty Don't Kneel defending their open-weight tag team belts against the president, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Tomohiro Ishii. And they could win. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said earlier, like, I think them winning the tag belts is kind of like a thank you to Ishii for all the work that he's been putting in this past year. Right, been killing it. Been like fucking working overdrive. I mean, like, not overtime, overdrive. All right, that's what this man's been doing. All right, so moving on. Next is apparently a rematch. All right, and that's between Mustafa Ali and Ali We Trust, going up against the time bomb, or the ticking time bomb, right? Hiromu Takahashi. All right, and I've already known that these guys already wrestled, and that Mustafa Ali won the first match, that I would have had changed my prediction. I didn't know, but yeah, this too was also a solid match. A lot of back and forth action. You know, there's at one point, probably like my favorite moment in this match, right, is Ali hits like a handstand DDT off the ring apron onto Takahashi, right, And he throws over Takahashi over the barricade. He hits like a cutter using the barricade onto Takahashi. He tells the BBWs that were sitting right behind him to get out the way. Move! Alright? So he gets back in the ring, does a tope con hilo onto Takahashi. And the crowd popped. You know, might as well just, surprised they didn't do like the, you know, if they're in America, they would have got a holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Or a, this is awesome. This is awesome. God, I can't stand those fucking chants, man. But yeah, but Mustafa Ali here at this point was on some heel shit, alright? Because he grabs Daryl, which is fucking Takahashi's cat, alright? And the crowd was like, it erupted. Like, you could hear them fucking, they were like, oh. He's like, they're like, don't do it. Like, he was gonna punch him, alright? But fucking Mustafa Ali puts him down, and then he proceeds to shove the shit out of him, sends Daryl flying. Alright, so he's selling it, he's dead, he ain't moving. Alright, and the crowd was booing this man. Like, they were disgusted by this vile, malicious act of violence on this feline, this innocent feline that I guess has a family. Let me come to find out some commentary that says Daryl is a family man. Alright, and now he might not be able to provide for his family because of the actions of this man. Okay, no, I'm just thinking, I'm like, what if JR is calling this shit? And he's like, by God, he has a family, don't do it, please don't go, by God. Or he's probably thinking to himself, oh, only in Japan will this stupid shit get over. Or something. So what the hell am I watching? The hell is this? You know, but yeah, the crowd pops, man. Only, I guess this is like only in Japan, but this shit worked. So if it works, like, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So fuck it. You know, but this is another match that was like just evenly matched, you know, high octane action for pretty much the entire time. Like, these two have great chemistry. I already know Takahashi could go, right? And Mustafa Ali, this dude's been killing it ever since he's been in the Indies, right? So. Like, he killed it in TNA, now he's killing it here in New Japan. Alright, but the finishing sequence for this match was Mustafa Ali, he goes for the 450, Takahashi counters it with the knee, but follows it up with, he blocks it, but he switches immediately into like the fireman position, rolls into it, picks his ass up and hits the time bomb. Smooth as hell with the way he did it for the 1, 2, 3. So now it's 1-1, alright? Like, Mustafa Ali won the first one, Hiromu Takahashi wins the second, alright? He goes to check on Daryl. Daryl seems to be okay. By God, by some miracle, he's alive, alright? And the crowd popped. So, but Ali, I guess he told commentary that this isn't over, alright? We're 1-1. We're gonna run this back one more time for the trilogy, alright? So, probably at Royal Quest. Right, they're probably gonna do the trilogy. Oh yeah, so yeah, I might go back and watch the first match, honestly, because these two have great chemistry in that ring. Like, this excellent match. Alright, but these past, like, the tag team match, this match, and then the match after this were all solid. Alright, and I can't say the same for the main event, but I'm about to get to that in a bit. But first, we gotta move on to the co-main event. Alright, and that's Lio Rush challenging Gabe Kidd for the Openweight Championship. Alright, this match was the story of speed versus power. Lio Rush comes out with a fire entrance, I must say, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this was pretty dope to see. And I guess this version of Lio Rush is called Blackheart, I guess. I mean, I don't know, well, whatever, that's what commentary says, but yeah. But regardless, fire entrance, I must say. Then we see Gabe Kidd. Now, I don't know if this is his actual like theme song, but the UK grime version, or what. But that, what fucking show was it? Was it Dominion? I think it was. Or whatever show it was where he fought Eddie Kingston, where he got injured, or he came out with that shitty. That was one of the worst live performances I've seen in wrestling. Like, all dude kept saying, "These my dogs real. These my dogs real. These my dogs real. These my dogs real." Like, shut the fuck up. Or like, you're I can't sing the song because it's YouTube. But yeah, you get the point. If you know, you know. Like, God, man, that's that's one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. But yeah, this was a significant improvement from the last time we seen Gabe Kidd's entrance. But pretty much this match consisted of Leo Rush showing off his speed and athleticism, while Gabe Kidd was just showing off his power and disrespect. But basically he was telling the crowd, whenever he wasn't doing a move to Leo Rush, he was just saying, "Hey, fuck you. Oh, fuck you, man. And fuck all you." That's all he does. But the finishing sequence of this match was like Leo Rush was countering Gabe Kidd. He was trying to hit a lariat. He finally connects. And fucking Leo sells the shit out of it. Ends up fucking bloody because of it. Alright? And the Gabe Kidd follows up with like this knee strike to a brain buster. Leo Rush kicks out at 2. He has a pile driver. Alright? Leo Rush kicks out at 2 again. Alright? Gabe Kidd says, "Alright, fuck you." Alright, so he has a modified package pile driver until gut wrench power bomb that he calls the Madman bomb, apparently, for the 1, 2, 3. Alright, so yeah, still the open weight champion, Gabe Kidd. Alright. Yeah, after the match, he said again, "Hey, fuck you." Fuck you, man. And fuck all y'all. That's all he does. I'm not kidding. When you watch the Gabe Kidd match, that's all he says. He spams the bird and "fuck you." Those are like that's his vernacular. Alright? So we see Leo Rush walking off towards the back, but the crowd showing him love. And now it's time for the main event.
Well, it looks like the fight's already started. It's time for the main event.
I got some things to say about this match right here. Alright, this is one of the main reasons I even wanted to watch the card in the first place. It damn sure ain't for Mercedes Moné. The CEO. Nah, miss me with that shit. Alright, I was here to support Mobo Watambi because she is one of my favorites over there in Stardom, and they have been hoeing her for the longest. Alright, I was watching the video package, alright, because where she was cooking, alright, she was saying how basically the same shit that I've been saying, like, like you got Mercedes Moné, or you wrestled like 2 matches and then you dip. You got out of Japan. Alright, and she's like, "I get it, you're scared of us." And I took a screenshot of this picture right here because she is 110% correct. Because all these women right here, all these lovely ladies are better than Mercedes Moné in the ring. 120%. Alright, I promise you that. All these ladies can outwork Mercedes Moné. Alright, if you can work in Stardom, you can work anywhere. Just look at Io Sky, who I would consider her to be the best worker in the WWE, in my opinion. I mean, before that it was Asuka, but Asuka, she's been injured, so it is what it is. But back to Momo, she was saying how, like, you're hardly a champion, you only wrestled like 2 matches over here, you left like that title, you're just using that title as a prop. Right, that's the same shit I've been saying, and that's exactly right. It's the same shit fucking Jon Moxley did, alright? The only thing he fucking did when he was the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion was go over there, he defended against Evil! One time, and I think he defended against like Shota? So 2 tired defenses until he drops it to Naito at Forbidden Door. Alright? So it's like literally the same shit, man. This woman has not done anything to elevate that women's strong title, in my opinion. Like some people say, like, oh, just because the belt it's already being elevated because Mercedes Moné has it. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. Alright, like you're acting like she's Trish Stratus. She's not on that level. Alright? Like she thinks she is, but she's not. Alright, and like I say this, like I don't hate Mercedes Moné. Like I never have, which is surprising, especially considering how fucking massive her ego is. Right? And it is. And her fans fucking inflate that ego even more. Alright, but it's like, I don't hate Mercedes Moné, but she is not that good. I mean, like, I've seen her long enough, like, I'm not impressed. Alright, and I'm just being honest. Alright, like, she's not as good as people claim that she is. Like, I mean, maybe because niggas think that she's like sexy or some shit like that. I guess I don't fucking know. Like, it's one of those things that I'll never understand. Like, it's like what people see exactly in Mercedes Moné. Like, if you're talking about looks wise, like, I could see that, but in ring, like, I don't see it. I don't fucking see it, man. But yeah, seeing that promo package, I'm gonna say right now, I will be doing a review for the finals for the 5-star Grand Prix in Stardom, and this is like the first Stardom match I watched since the last show that Rossi booked over there before he left for Marigold. Like, that's the last show I watched. So I'm going into this. Like, I have completely no clue of what happened or what has transpired in Stardom since then. So it's gonna be interesting to see. All right. So we already got like fucking new champions, new factions. This is crazy. It's just crazy over there in Stardom. So I'm gonna be interested to see how that plays out. But as far as the main event, it was a decent match overall, I'd say. My favorite spot was when Momo hits like this half Nelson suplex on to Moné, and she sells, like, this one thing I'll say about Moné. She can sell her ass off, and I think she learned that shit from the WWE. She definitely learned how to sell over there, and that's one thing I think people don't appreciate when it comes to Moné, and I see that. Like, she can sell her ass off, right, when it comes to taking moves and selling the impact of that move. All right, so she sells the shit out of it. Then Momo hits like a sliding Meteora for a 2 count. All right, and like basically like there was like a ref bump at one point. Momo uses her bat against Moné, but she only gets a 2 count. And there was like another point where like they trade the Three Amigos, that a move that my favorite wrestler of all time made famous. That's Eddie Guerrero. Viva la raza! All right, then Moné hits like a superplex later on, like towards like the ending of the match. But the finishing sequence was there's like another ref bump. All right, but Momo tries to use a bat once again, but Moné counters it. She hits the moneymaker, followed up by I think what she called like the bank statement, which is like the submission that she does, and Momo taps out. So still the strong women's champion, fucking Mercedes Moné, man. Just like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to give, like, after seeing that, I was this close. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was this fucking close to saying like giving this show a garbage out of 10. Like, I'm like, cause I'm like, what does this do? Like, does this elevate the fucking strong title? No, it doesn't, man. It's just, it's bullshit. Just like, we just gotta continue this notion that Mercedes is like this fucking all-time great women's wrestler, man. This, like, she in my top 10. I tell you that right the fuck now. When I eventually do my top 10 or favorite women's wrestlers of all time, or even just the top 10 greatest women's wrestlers of all time, she ain't on that list. All right. But after the fact, Moné cuts a promo thanking all the fans for coming to see her. Like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a shit about this. After she takes like, shows like all the photo ops for the fans, does meet and greets, and like, I don't know. She's I get, apparently in Japan she's over. Why, I don't fucking know, man. I can't tell you. In the States she's a heel. In Japan apparently she's a face. Doesn't make any sense to me, but it is what it is. So yeah, I feel bad for Momo. Again, having to job out to a lesser talent, but it is what it is, man. And the first time, probably damn sure it ain't gonna be the last for her. So, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what to say, man. This main event, it fell flat for me. All right, because I wanted Momo to win. I'm just like, kind of like, it's like a balloon deflating, you know? It's just like, man, just what a fucking buzzkill. That's what this match was. It was a fucking buzzkill. even so, I'll give this pay-per-view a good 8 out of 10 because I was entertained. You know, I need to see Gabe Kidd versus MJF at next year's Forbidden Door. All right, I want to see those promos. That'd be hilarious. Like I appreciate all the fuck yous from the War Dogs telling people, hey, fuck you, shut the fuck up, or Mustafa Ali is saying like, hey, fuck you and fuck Daryl, right? And Gabe Kidd, that's all he says is fuck you, man, fuck you, fuck you. So I appreciate that, man. It's a cheap yes, but it works. All right, so yeah, that's all I gotta say about this shit. So if you watch Capital Collision, let me know what your favorite match was. You know, if you enjoyed the pay-per-view overall. You know, let me know in the comment section. But love it, hate it, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's all the same to me. I just want to see the engagement and the feedback from you guys. That's why I do these videos, alright? So, next video will be a review for NXT's No Mercy. Alright? Then after that will be Raw. And then I'll try to knock out some of the videos that I didn't get to do this week. Because this past week had way too much fucking wrestling that I had to cover. So, next week hopefully it won't be as much. So, that said, waste enough of your guys' time. So, be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, trust in God. I'm out of here, man. Been here way too long. Till next time, adios.